Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore trees. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty-night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me while I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Hello, Wisconsin! Hi, friends! I can't believe we're here in a theater together. I can't believe we made it through a Minnesota winter, Midwestern winter, and we're in beer garden season again. Thank you, Hop and Barrel. I can't believe we've got Nathan Cicero on the piano. I'm in a dress, not sweats. Feels like a dream to me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Oh, dream, dream a little dream of me. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh, this is heaven. So this time last year, I was getting ready to make my role debut in a dream role for me, Musetta in La Boheme with Theater La Tida out in Minneapolis. Oh, guys, this production, so beautiful. It's coming back, so keep an eye out. And incredible cast, incredible direction by Peter Rothstein. And I got to sing this gem every day. Sosta e mira. guys. Boy, you sure know how to make a gal feel good. Also, how about Nathan Cicero on that Puccini? So you're probably wondering, Katherine, was it always your dream to play Musetta in Midwest? Absolutely yes, of course. But also, the story of how I started spending a lot more time in the Midwest starts as all the best do. You see, there was this boy from the Midwest, and we met in LA. We were both working on a production of Candide with the LA Opera. He was playing the role of Candide, and I was playing the pivotal role of sheep number one. Yes, thank you. Some applause for sheep number one, please. And here's the thing. I had this lifelong rule of not dating anyone I was working with. It had served me pretty well, but here I was with a really, really tough decision. Lifelong rule, dreamy Minnesotan. I stick with the real things, usually facts and figures. When information's in its place, I minimize the guessing game. Guess what? I don't like guessing games or when I feel things before I know the feelings. How am I supposed to operate if I'm just tossed around by fate? Like on an unexpected date with a stranger who might talk too fast or ask me questions about myself before I've decided that he can ask me questions about myself. He might sit too close or call the waiter by his first name or eat Oreos, but eat the cookie before the cream. But what scares me the most is what if when he sees me, what if he doesn't like it? What if he runs the other way and I can't hide from it? What happens then if when he knows me, what if he's disappointed? What if I give myself away to only get it given back? I couldn't live with that. So I'm just fine inside my shell-shaped mind. This way I get the best view. So that when he sees me, I want him to. I'm not defensive, I'm simply being cautious. I can't risk reckless dating due to my miscalculating why. A certain suitor stands in line I've seen in movies, most made for television. You cannot be too careful when it comes to sharing your life. I could end up a miserable wife. Sorry, girls, but he could be criminal. Some kind of psychopath who escaped from an institution somewhere where they don't have girls. He could have masterminded some way to find me. He could be colorblind. How untrustworthy is that? He could be less than kind. Or even worse, he could be very nice, have lovely eyes, and make me laugh. Come out of hiding. What do I do with that? Oh God, what if when he sees me, I like him and he knows it? What if he opens up a door and I can't close it? What happens then if when he holds me, my heart is set in motion? I'm not prepared for that. I'm scared of breaking open, but still I can't help from hoping to find someone to talk to who likes the way I am. Someone who, when he sees me, wants to again. So I broke my rule. And I'm sure glad I did. After opening night, I went on a date with the dreamy Minnesotan. One date turned into 2, turned into 3, turned into 4, turned into a full-blown long-distance relationship across state lines and oceans. When you are both traveling performers, you spend a lot of time whispering sweet nothings into a tiny little cell phone and mastering the subtle art of time zone math and Facetime dates. I tell myself what's done is done. I tell myself don't be a fool. Play the field, have a lot of fun. It's easy when you play it cool. I tell myself don't be a chump. Who cares? Let him stay away. Then the phone rings and I jump. And as I grab the phone, I pray, let it please be him. Oh, dear God, it must be him. It must be him, or I shall die. Or I shall die. Oh, hello, hello, my dear God, it must be him. Ooh, but it's not him. And then I die. That's when I die. After a while, I'm myself again. I pick the pieces off the floor. I put my heart on a shelf again. He'll never hurt me anymore. I'm not a puppet on a string. I'll find somebody new someday. That's when the phone begins to ring. And once again I start to pray, let it please be him. Oh, dear God, it must be him. It must be him, or I shall die. Or I shall die. Oh, hello, hello, my dear God, it must be him, but it's not him, and then I die. That's when I die. Oh, hello, hello, my dear God, it must be him, but it's never him, and then I die. That's when I die. Again I die. It must be him. Well, after 525,600 FaceTime dates, we finally found ourselves with the rare, beautiful opportunity to perform together again in the same city at the same time for the inaugural Opera on the River concert just across the St. Croix. It also happened to be the rainiest weekend Stillwater may have ever experienced in the history of Stillwater. So much so that my father-in-law likes to call it opera in the river. It was a little wet. I knew that I was programmed to sing this song. Very excited, it's one of my favorites. What I didn't know is that Jack would use the weekend before. He had planned to surprise me with my parents, his parents, and some of our closest friends and his sisters to ask me to marry him. So by the time I set foot on that rainy, rainy stage, this song has never been more true. Bed, I couldn't go to bed. My head's too light to try to set it down. Sleep, I couldn't sleep tonight. Not for all the jewels in the crown. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still have begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. I'll never know what made it so exciting. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Why all at once my heart took flight. I only know when he began to dance with me. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still have begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before, like get married. I'll never know what made it so exciting. I have an inkling. At once my heart took flight. I only know when he began to dance with me. I could have danced all night. Thank you. Nathan and I have done that song a couple times together, and this is one of the driest times, so that's pretty exciting. Oh, gosh. So, after that weekend, we did return to our regularly scheduled programming of planes, trains, and automobiles, this time with an added flavor of wedding planning. And between all of that, I don't think my feet touched the ground for the next 6 months. We decided to get married in May, and I remember thinking, how hard can it be to plan a wedding in 9 months? I can probably do that from the road, right? Yeah, it's a little hard. But we were getting there. We had the wedding band booked. We had the place booked. Everything was going great. And then we arrived at the week of March 13th. Now, I'm not normally that suspicious, or superstitious, I should say. But the week of March 13th began with a full moon and ended with Friday the 13th. And by Friday the 13th, we got news that our productions would be shutting down, only for a few weeks, we thought at the time. And what did we know? We'd never lived through a pandemic before. So that night, I packed up my makeup kit from the Ritz after the last preview of La Boheme, and we headed home for what we thought would be a brief intermission. The first morning after, we didn't know what to do with ourselves. So we woke up, we made breakfast, I dumped a 1,000-piece puzzle out on the table, and then we started singing all the music we'd ever wanted to sing. Ich weiß mich selber nicht, warum man gleich von Liebe spricht, wenn man in meiner Nähe ist, in meine Augen schaut und meine Hände küsst. Ich weiß es selber nicht, warum man von dem Zauber spricht, denn keiner widersteht, wenn mich sieht, wenn an mir vorübergeht. Doch wenn das rote Licht erglüht zur mittäglichen Stund und alle lauschen meine Lied, dann wird mir klar der Grund. Meine Lippen, sie küssen so heiß, meine Glieder sind schmiegsam und weiß. In den Sternen, da steht This is the dance break. We did this a lot at home. Feel free to join in. Nathan Cicero on the keys, though.
In meinen Atemring, da rot das Blut ist Tänzerin, denn meine schöne Mutter war des Tanzes Königin im guten Alcazar. Sie war so wunderschön, ich hab sie oft im Traum gesehen. Schlug sie das Tambourin, zu wilden Tanz, dann sah man alle Augen glühen. Sie ist in mir aufs Neue erwacht, ich hab das gleiche Los. Ich fand sie um Mitternacht und fühl das eine bloß. Meine Lippen, sie küssen so heiß, meine Glieder sind schmiegsam und weiß. In den Sternen, da steht es geschrieben, du sollst küssen, du sollst lieben. Und ich tanz im Rausch, den ich weiß. Meine Lippen, sie küssen so heiß.
Guys, Nathan's incredible. I literally said, can we do this and this and this? He just said yes and makes it look easy. Yes. Never enough applause for Nathan. So, those 2 weeks passed very quickly, and we got the news that our shows were officially shutting down. The news was getting scarier every day, and that 1,000-piece puzzle was not getting done. So we decided it was time to focus a little more on what's really important in life. Potato chips, how my mouth just drips. Potato chips, how my mouth just drips. Crunch, crunch, I don't want no lunch. All I want is potato chips. Potato chips, how my mouth just drips. Potato chips, how my mouth just drips. Crunch, crunch, I don't want no lunch. All I want is potato chips. No matter where it is, you'll always find a bag around, be it in a bar or a picnic, even a baseball ground. Potato chips, how my mouth just drips. Potato chips, how my mouth just drips. Crunch, crunch, I don't want no lunch. All I want is potato chips. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I've had potato chips. They're great, but why are we singing a whole song about them? Well, until you've had Kettle Brand, salt and cracked pepper, crinkle-cut potato chips. Oh, you just haven't lived. You haven't lived. So here's the thing. My mother was worried that we would eat junk food and get out of shape, and you were all under oath to tell her I didn't, okay? But I gotta say, there's not, and we did. We ate vegetables. She sent us boxes of vegetables and fruit, and we ate them. But there's nothing like a chip. Potato chips, how my mouth just drips. Potato chips, how my mouth just drips. Crunch, crunch, I don't want no lunch. All I want is potato chips. No matter where it is, you'll always find a bag around. Be it in a bar or a picnic, even a baseball ground. Potato chips, ooh, those potato chippies are crunchy, a crunchy, crunch, crunch. Don't you bring me no lunch. All I want is potato chips. Crunch, crunch. Don't you bring me no lunch. All I want is potato chips. So going into a pandemic with a partner is a specific experience. You learn a lot about each other, And, one day it's sunshine and rainbows, hand sanitizer, and viral internet challenges. And the next, you're getting off your last Zoom meeting for the day, ready for a snack. And you hear the distinctive crunch of your partner finishing the last of the salt and pepper potato chips, and it's betrayal like you've never known. There he goes, as usual, my man, breaking my foolish heart. I really don't know what to do about him. I've told myself I've got to do without him. There he goes, as usual, my man, tearing my heart apart. He's made my life a mess. I've got to do this, I guess. Goodbye, Joe. From here I kiss you. Goodbye, Joe. I hope I don't miss you. If you had been on the square and you treated me fair, we'd have not had a tiff. If you had not said I should go and jump right off the nearest cliff. If you had stayed off the make and you never had taken to coming home stiff. If I had not smelled perfume with a nasty, unfamiliar whiff. I'm gonna miss you, baby. Things could have been terrific. What's the diff? If you had not had the cheek to stay out for a week saying back in a jiff. If you were not such a two-timing guy. If you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, if you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, but you were and you had and you went and you did, and so goodbye. If I had not seen you take Geraldine on the lake in your flat-bottomed skiff. If you were not found with Sue with your arms around her bare midriff. If I had not seen you pen sexy letters to Gwen in your own hieroglyph. If you had not left me home when you had 2 seats to South Pacific. I'm gonna miss you, baby. You were too darn prolific. What's the diff? If you were not such a hound who when game was around always picked up the sniff. If you were not such a two-timing guy. If you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, if you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, but you were and you had and you went and you did. And so goodbye. Hey, if when I'd asked where you'd been, you had not clipped my chin with a beautiful biff. If I had not always found purple lipstick on your handkerchief. If you had not told me lies and then looked in my eyes with a smile, be a tiff. If you had thought to leave me more than 2 tiny potato chips. I'm gonna miss you, baby, and I could get specific. What's the diff? If The best years of my life were spent as your wife with no marriage certif. If you were not such a two-timing guy. If you weren't. If you hadn't. If you didn't. If you weren't. If you hadn't. If you didn't. If you didn't. If you weren't. If you hadn't. If you didn't. But you were and you had and you went and you did. And so goodbye. See you later, Joe. It wasn't that bad. He's still alive. And his name is Jack. Well, when everything shut down, at first I started by counting the days. I even had a fun little hashtag, day 1. I stopped at 72. The bad news started coming in avalanches, it felt like. Every time we opened our phones or our laptops, there were more emails about friends, family, and communities in really, really deep trouble. We canceled our wedding, no relation to the potato chip incident of 2020. And suddenly it seemed like we had nothing but time. At the beginning, it felt like all we had to do was get to the other side of this intermission. And life as we knew it would be there, waiting for us. But then it started to feel like life as we knew it was a distant memory from another time. Well, you were there. Once upon another time, somebody's hands who felt like mine turned the key and took a drive, was free. Highway curved, the sun sank low. Buckley on the radio. Cigarette was burning slow. So breathe. Just yellow lines and tire marks and sun-kissed skin and handlebars, and where I stood was where I was to be. Light on to call me home. Once upon another time, before I knew which life was mine, before I left the child behind me, I saw myself in summer nights, stars lit up like candlelights. I made my wish, but mostly I believed in yellow lines and tire marks, sun-kissed skin and handlebars, and where I stood was where I was to be. Once upon another time, decided that in good in time, so I'd keep on driving, because I was free. You know, I wonder how we're going to talk about this year in the future, in history books, to our kids, our grandkids. I honestly don't know. But in all the silence, in the empty space where normal life used to be, some things became very clear. One thing especially. What matters most? It's the people. Who's next to you? And life moves so fast. So all you can do is grab on and hold them tight and tell them you love them. I didn't know where we were going to end up, but I knew wherever that was, there was only one person that I wanted to end up there with. So we eloped. Let the bow break, let it come down crashing. Let the sun fade out to a dark sky. I can't say I'd even notice it was absent, 'cause I could live by the light in your eyes. I'll unfold before you, would have strung together the very first words of a lifelong love letter. Tell the world that we finally got it all right. I choose you. I will become yours and you will become mine. I choose you. I choose you. Oh, 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 oh. There was a time when I would have believed them if they told me you could not come true, just love's illusion. But then you found me, and everything changed, and I believed in something again. My whole heart will be yours forever. This is the beautiful start to a lifelong love letter. Tell the world that we finally got it all right. I choose you. Yeah, I will become yours and you will become mine. I choose you. I choose. We are not perfect, we'll learn from our mistakes, and as long as it takes, I will prove my love to you. I am not scared of the ailments, I am underprepared, but I am willing. And even better, I get to be the other half of you. Tell the world that we finally got it all right. I choose you. Yeah, I will become yours and you will become mine. I choose you. I choose. I choose. I choose you. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is unbelievable that we are in a theater together, that there are faces looking back at me, that you can see below my waist. And I just have to say thank you so much to Darby and the amazing team at the Phipps, Tom on sound, Mark on lights, this incredible camera crew. Their creativity and ingenuity in the face of stark odds has just blown me away. They're unbelievable. You have a gift here in Hudson. They're unbelievable. Thank you to Nathan Cicero for going along on this journey of getting me back making live music. We have got one more for you tonight, and it comes from one of my favorite musicals. It's about a girl who finds herself in the most unexpected place, but finds joy in the unexpected. And I thought it fit. I don't see a miracle shining from the sky. I statues and stories I try. That's not what I think about. That's not what I see. I know what the sunlight can be. The light in the piazza, tiny, sweet, and then it grows, and then it fills the air. Who knows what you call it? I don't care. Out of somewhere I have something I have never had, and sad is happy. That's all I see. The light in the piazza, the light in the piazza. It's rushing up, it's pouring out, it's flying through